Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Rainy Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. We are here inside today, as it turns out, because it would not, could not, shall not. It is forbidden to have a family vacation with 400, little people, children, and not have a big rainy day. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with all of this beauty, this majesty. I've heard a Yellowstone once called the America's Serengeti. It's raining. No two ways about it. I knew that it might rain, so I went out to get some ingredients for a rainy day cocktail. Now, you would think a rainy day cocktail would be something like the hot toddy. You would think maybe an Irish coffee. You would think something hot. Garbage. No, thank you. I'm good. Instead, we're going to be making one of my favorite, just sort of relaxing drinks. Something that sort of cozies you in, something that feels familiar, but is also not something that is going to, you get too drunk on gin. You hear the lightning, see the lightning, hear the thunder. Door's cracked in case there is thunder again. You get scared. Ooh, terrifying. So I wanted to do something a little lighter than a Negroni. I wanted to do something possibly a little sweeter than a Negroni, but also add a little bit of bubble, sort of make the drink longer. So we're going to be making an Aperol Sbagliato. I also, let's say hello to the people, then I'll get into one of the other reasons we're doing this one. So let me say hello to my people. First of all, good evening. Shawnee P, good to see you, pal. Bon Bon, winner of the 2025 Cush Tucky Derby, unable to be here right now, but was able to be here earlier. But she's not here now, but she was here earlier. And I think, whenever you can show up, that's great. We love having you guys. So Bon Bon, you just keep doing, what am I going to give Bon Bon advice? She seems like she's doing great. Let's see, what else we got in here? Moose, my goodness, Moose. I'm in, like I said, the American Serengeti right now. It is literally lousy with moose. There are moose everywhere. Every single step I take, I feel like I am right in the middle of some moose poop. So if you wouldn't mind, Moose, bring your Jaguar over here. I feel like we could thin the herd out a little bit. In the meanwhile, what's up, Moose? Dougie G, also on vacation, also dealing with a rainstorm. Nobody likes that. Not great. KT is here, or not, KT is in the chat. KT is watching the bar, driving my wife a little crazy. You all know Motu Jen, driving her a little crazy with the questions that he's asking. Where are the knives? Where are the matches? Where is that big bucket of kerosene we had at one point? It's just a lot of very specific questions Kyle is asking. So I don't know what he's planning. He did mention fast cars. We could come back to no house, or just one big tree in the middle of our house. Listen, it could get real weird here real quick. Salute to you as well, Cocktail Lulu. Hopefully your vacation is going well after the rain. Susan Lang is here. Just saw her a minute ago. We got caught in a hailstorm together, she and I, just moments ago. A little bonding time with my mom. That was nice. Roger G, good to see you, buddy. Roger G, just letting you know, after I go back and read all the chats, I always giggle at something Roger G said, so keep bringing it. Captain Jack and Coke, good to see you. Amy Nordstrom, our newest member of the Bottle Club at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, thank you so much. Kim K is here for, this is Kyle's attorney. After all the requests that Kyle's made, I assume, Kim K, you got some work ahead of you. I don't know what Kyle's up to, but it could get weird. Hello from across the street. That's Grant, the foil of the show. Good to see you. He's the heel of the show. He is actually, and this is something that we don't mention that much. Grant Cushman, winner of the 2022 Cush Tucky Derby. We absolutely throw that one under the rug because it definitely looked like I was trying to just get, it seemed like a nepotism situation, just giving your family whatever it was, but that wasn't the case. He He's just lucky. In our case, rain is to be expected. We are in a rainforest. Yeah, we are just in a forest. Doesn't say much about rain. And then Roger G is just yelling, Kyle, fire, fire, fire. So, all right, well, listen, Roger G may be an accomplice at this point. I don't know how accomplices work. We do always travel with a jigger. No reason not to make good drinks even when you are traveling. Today, I did. I think this could be a real sort of moment of suspense. You know, I think cocktail shows in general lack suspense. So this could be a real moment of suspense. Went down to the local liquor store and bought this today. This is a Brut. It is not a champagne. It is a Brut. Of course, sorry, it is a cava. It's a brut style cava. It is a cava made in Spain. That's where cava is made. I put it into a backpack and I then rode a bike over bumpy terrain for 28 miles. So we could really, I think, have some sort of nuclear situation here at some point. This could absolutely explode on the show. So stick around. That'll be fun at least. And then always appreciate when a bar sells these guys in this size. I won't be able to travel with these, so I do have to now drink these in a quick time frame. So we got the baby bottles of some Martini and Rossi and a little Aperol. Good news is sweet vermouth and Aperol go with just about every spirit and also just with a little soda water. So we should have no issue killing those. One last thing that we need for this cocktail. Everybody always talks about the Negroni Sbagliato or the Aperol Sbagliato as being a 3-drink ingredient or a 3-ingredient drink. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. It is actually a 4-ingredient cocktail. A grapefruit. You have to have a grapefruit. The grapefruit is going to bind all your ingredients. It's going to give you what the red Italian liqueur is going to sort of lack in a like a bouquet almost. You can smell it certainly, but in a bouquet is going to be replaced with a grapefruit. So if you are going to be making something like this, grapefruit incredibly important. So you know what I didn't do? Get ice. All right. Well, we'll have to get. Hopefully it hails here in a minute. I'll put the cup right outside. So. Let's get into this. This is an Aperol Sbagliato. Sbagliato, of course, means broken. It just means a mistake. If you're walking down the street in Naples, Italy, you trip over some World War II award that they won. You know, the Napolitani were incredibly important in kicking the Nazis out of Italy. If you trip over some World War II award and you step up and you say, "Oi, Sbagliato," they'll laugh at you. That's not really how you use that word. Anyway, we're going to grab our Martini and Rossi in a blind taste test at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. We found Martini and Rossi to be just fine. Really, as a cheap red vermouth, you're going to beat it? You're not going to beat it. There might be other great vermouths out there in the world, but Martini and Rossi is certainly a vermouth. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 full ounce, or if you're not really that interested in drinking all that much, just put in 1 part. The good news is about this cocktail, it's all in parts. It's very, very simple to do in parts. So 1 part, we're doing all parts at 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. This is going to be, if we're talking about the theory of cocktails, this cocktail falls deeply into the Manhattan category, right? We're going to be putting in a little bit of bitters. That's the red bitters that we're using, sometimes Campari, sometimes Aperol, lots of other great Italian red bitters, but that's going to be the bitter aspect. We're going to be putting our sweet aspect, but it's not going to be sugar. It's going to be done by fortified wine. That is what makes it Manhattan. And then instead of putting in a whiskey, instead of putting in a gin to make the martini, we're going to be putting in some champagne. So that is how we do this. This is Aperol. To be very honest, I would have gotten Campari if they were selling it in tiny bottles. But then sometimes it's best just to make the mistake and then go back and retcon it. I learned that word a little while ago, retcon it, to make the mistake and then pretend like you always meant to have that mistake. 1 part Aperol. That is what we need. So right here, a Milano Torino, fabulous cocktail. They think the original Milano Torino might have had soda water in it, but because Americans liked it so much when they would visit Italy, they just started calling it the Americano. But the Milano Torino, a spectacular cocktail. Motu Jen, would you mind terribly getting me some ice? I have a bowl right there. Just bring the ice in a bowl, thanks. Okay, here's the suspense. Um, I'm in Teton Village, but I rode a bike today. First time riding a bike, I think more than like 2 miles, in possibly since I was in grade school. I rode it 28 miles, and for half of those miles, you good over there? Should I turn the camera and see what Motu Gen's up to? There's a, it sounded like hail at first, but it turns out it's literally just dropping. Yeah. You know what? Bring that over. They're going to want to see that. Yeah. So while you're getting the rest of the ice, this is, this is just, I mean, this is just worthless. So that's spectacular. I'll give you the bowl back if you want to replace it, or you want to just bring over other ice, or I suppose I can knife this ice. Is that all the ice there is? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you the bowl. You crack the ice. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, for half of this 28-mile trip, I did have a bottle of cava in my backpack. We are about to see how very intense this is going to be. Um, I know that people get very. She's giggling as she walks away. I know people get very upset with me I'm nerdy about some of this stuff. I deserve to be. I've done this for 20 years. I'm nerdy about how you should pop a bottle of champagne. A lot of people think that you should do the pop. That is not that is not conducive to good champagne opening. We want it to hiss. So I don't know if warm, somewhat warm champagne that I know I'm going to need a towel. A sort of warm champagne that has been in a bicycle backpack all day is going to hiss. But let's try it. All right. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I can't stop it. All it needed was a little twist, and it is ready to go. Let's see if we can get the hiss. Everybody listen. Can we do it? Taking a while, but it's definitely moving. We're going to point it away from our face. Suspense over, people. We were able to do it. Yeah, Cocktail Lulu with a kapow. Kyle suggesting this is why I should travel with Kyle. I mean, Kyle making a lot of good points right now. First of all, keep Kyle out of the house with whatever danger he's into. And also, Kyle understands ice pretty well. That's one big block of ice normally isn't the thing. You can, of course, in your own way, in your own little special cocktail nook, make this cocktail however you like. But what we're doing with this cocktail specifically is we are just replicating a Negroni. So you can, if you want more of that champagne, put in 2 parts champagne. It's a great way to do it. Absolutely fine way to do it. We're going to keep it pretty standard, though. We're going to just do 1 part of some sparkling white wine. This is, again, a cava. We're going to see if we can't get this in. Obviously, the cava is in here reacting with all of the sweets that we had in here. All of the little yeasts that live inside this cava are eating up the sugar and farting out ethanol, farting out the carbon, whatever they're farting out there. Nice bubbles. There we go. That, my friends, is 3/4 of the drink. It is incredibly important that we remember that, sort of like the Manhattan not having a cherry. If you go into a cocktail bar and your bartender gives you a Manhattan but no cherry, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed. Everybody loves the cherry at the end of a Manhattan. In fact, for a long time, that was the only reason I drank Manhattans. I just wanted that good cherry. Um, this has even more importance to it because this is going to be adding to flavor. Let's take off stickers as much as we can. Pretend like we just picked this off of a tree. We want just the outside of this. Grapefruit, more so than almost any citrus that we work with in bartending, has a couple really fun qualities to it. First of all, it is flammable. That is the same as other citrus fruit that we deal with, very flammable. But on the outside of a grapefruit is a numbing agent. So, we experience cocktails in almost with almost all of our senses. We touch them to feel that they're cold. We obviously taste them, we smell them, we see what they look like, all that stuff. So another sense of feeling in this is going to be to give this just a little bit of numbing on us. So we're going to go ahead and just squeeze our grapefruit right into here. Take our grapefruit and do this very, very cool bartender thing. When bartenders do this, I believe they look like James Dean sleeping on the other side of the pillow. That's how cool these guys are. So we're just going to rim this whole thing. Make sure that every time somebody puts their lips on this cocktail, they know it's kind of got a grapefruit situation, but it's also going to be a little numbing, kind of an anesthetic. So drop that in there. And that, my friends, is a cocktail called the Aperol Sbagliato. Now, the other reason I made this, and I think this is important for me to remember, I think sometimes you hang out with like groups. You guys that tune into my show, clearly big into cocktails, at least a little bit into cocktails. I mean, you at least have heard of cocktails. Um, I'm hanging out with some family, and a family member said, "You know what? I just had my first time recently is an Aperol Spritz." Okay, well, you forget as a baby bartender, there was a time when I had also never had an Aperol Spritz. I figured, if you start with an Aperol Spritz, you can move into a Negroni Sbagliato and eventually move into a Negroni. Or you can always just stay with an Aperol Spritz. But it is important to sort of expand. Why not let old Dr. Shaman Cush sort of lead you through that experience? So we're going to be having some Negroni or some Aperol Sbagliatos at the place. I sometimes forget that not everybody, in fact, probably nobody other than I is as into this stuff as I am. So I don't want to fall back into that, this guy. I don't want to fall back into twisty mustache, suspenders, a bartender. Just because I'm not in a bar anymore doesn't mean that I can roll my eyes when I hear that people like a certain drink or I've never had a certain drink. My goal, like Virgil, is to take them across the river Styx into the land of the seven cocktails, but it worked better with the metaphors that I was working on. Cheers to you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Please give me a little, however you do it. You want to, I always say I'm pressing my thumbs for you. Some people say I'm crossing my fingers for you. I say I'm pressing my thumbs for you, thinking about you, that this rain stops and we can get out and see more moose poop. Hopefully one day we will have seen all the moose poop. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, this show has a very complicated relationship with Campari. I, I know, as well as you guys know, it's an important ingredient. One of the reasons that cocktailing really came back are drinks like the Negroni, which features heavily in with Campari. Sometimes, obviously, people find something that works and overdo it. Does everybody remember the foam craze of 2015? I do. I was right in the middle of it, creating foams, creating all that stuff. That was the only thing to do. At the first wave, Campari was the thing. But it's not the thing because it's awful. I don't particularly care for it. I feel like it's an invasive ingredient. It takes over a whole cocktail if you don't use it right. I do find that Aperol is a much easier ingredient to work with. So we may be doing a number of cocktails here soon, where we're just taking out the Campari, throwing in the Aperol to see if they hang out. I think this is wonderful. I think this is a great cocktail. Hopefully, the family all enjoys it. I got a few I got an 11-year-old. Who knows how they're gonna react to Aperol? I should stop making that joke, right? That I'm giving kids alcohol. I think probably at some point I have to stop making that joke. I don't give children alcohol. You have to believe me. I've never once ever. I'm almost positive I've never given a child alcohol. Certainly not anybody in my family. God, it's getting worse. Okay, never mind. We're going to stop that joke. Yeah, please, as Forlorn Hope, what's up, Forlorn? Please mash that like button. You know what we should say on this show? Muddle that like button. Huh? Should we do that? Are we all good on that? Should we make that a thing, or should we forget I said that whole thing? Maybe we'll just cut out like half of this episode. Yes, thank you for sharing your family and river crossing skills. Who, me? Oh, Styx. Yeah, I did the whole thing about being Virgil. Anyway, we have an appointment with sloths tomorrow. Good for you, Dougie G. Hopefully you guys, hopefully the sloths and you get along. I do believe that you can bring a sloth home. I'm almost positive that if you have a backpack big enough, you can steal a sloth. So, Doug, try it. Yes. Muddle it, yeah. Muddle it like you mean it. Guys, muddle that like button. If I start saying muddle that like button and I get more likes, I'm going to be disappointed. I do feel like maybe I should have thought about that a lot earlier, but I just sat on that amazing YouTuberism. Anyway, okay, that's what I got for you guys. Sorry about this shorter shows, but I'm also a little afraid that we're going to lose the power again. So I want to say we will be back here on Friday. We're going to do a whole thing on Friday, or sorry, not Friday. Don't be here Friday. We're going to do a whole thing on Saturday. We're going to keep our normal, yes, thank you, Kyle. Muddle that like. It sounds like an incomplete sentence. It sounds like you like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail when the king was writing and he said, and we went to R and just died like that. It seems like Kyle died, but then hit the return button. Muddle that like. The rain does weird things. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining. We'll be back here on Saturday, hanging out. I don't know what we're gonna do on Saturday. Maybe make a pine cone cocktail. I don't know what to do. Maybe make an aspen tree cocktail. Not a clue. Hopefully you guys are into that. But until then, thank you so much for joining. And remember, muddle that like button. Thank you. And salute to Cocktail Lulu and all of the rest of us. Until next time, what do we always say? This thing's not even plugged in. We say, are you Dr. Jinga Janga? And then we say, bye-bye. Not as cool when I have to do it with my finger. Bye-bye. I forgot to say thank you to all my patrons whose names I am unable to display when I am traveling. Thank you to all my patrons. Remember, muddle that patronage. I don't think it works for everything. Bye-bye.